Hi everyone, my name is Krinia Silva-Palin and I'm a grade 12 student from St. Francis Xavier High School.
Hi, my name is Kamsi. I'm a student at St. Peter's High School and I'm in grade 10.
Hello, my name is Shaira. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a grade 11 student that goes to St. Patrick's High School.
Hi, my name is Amelia Merkley, and I'm in grade 10 at St. Patrick's High School. I'm a proud Métis citizen of Ontario.
Hi, my name is Audrey Shikapu. I am a grade 12 student at St. Joseph High School.
My name is Sean, and I am a grade 11 student at St. Peter's Catholic High School.
Hi, my name is Kambili, and I'm a grade 12 student at St. Patrick's High School.
Hi, my name is Emanuela. I'm in grade 10. I'm 15 years old, and I go to St. Peter's Catholic High School.
So my story began 17 years ago back in Colombo, Sri Lanka, where I was born. And shortly after, at the age of 3, my family decided to immigrate to Canada. And when my family moved to Canada, in Canada, we moved quite a bit around the country. And so we lived in Toronto for a bit, we went to Newfoundland and Labrador, we moved back to Toronto, and finally in 2016, at the age of 9 years old, my family moved to Ottawa. And it is in Ottawa and joining the OCSB community that I truly believe my journey began.
I love to run also, and I really enjoy cooking as well, which is really great because my school here offers a lot of classes that have to do with my interests.
I am a second-generation Canadian. My paternal grandparents are Jamaican, my maternal grandmother was from Trinidad and Tobago, and my maternal grandfather is from Guyana. But I do have a bunch of different ethnicities in my background, such as my great-grandmother on my mother's side. She was Guyanese Chinese.
I'm fully Cree. Both of my parents are Cree. I grew up speaking the language and I started learning English and French when I was about 6 years old.
Originally, I was born in the Philippines, and I was raised in Canada for the rest of my life.
I'm Nigerian. I identify as African and Black as well.
I originally was born in Gatineau. Then I moved to Ottawa for less than a year. I then moved to New Brunswick for around 8 years. I moved to Ottawa again in grade 4, and I've been here ever since.
My favorite subject, that's probably gonna have to be science. Maybe a little bit because I'm good at it, but also because you learn about the world, you learn about what's around you.
Going into high school, my perception of favorite subject really changed. However, I find that when the teachers are wonderful, they really make the class and make the content so much more enjoyable.
I have been a student at St. Pat's ever since grade 9, and since then I have realized that my favorite subject is English.
Yeah, I really enjoyed taking law in school.
My favorite subject at school is English because it allows room for discussion and so many different perspectives being shared.
One of my fondest or most favorite school memories was taking part in the multicultural showcase at my school, one of my good friends in the 9th grade. Through taking part in the multicultural showcase, we honestly became much closer as we share the same cultural background, but we also were able to see the different cultures that made up our school community. And that showed us the power of embracing who we are and embracing our cultural identity as an important part of us, but also how culture can bring us all together in meaningful ways.
My first day of kindergarten, before my first day of kindergarten, I had the opportunity to visit my school, meet my teachers, that kind of stuff. It was a really nice opportunity, and the cool thing about it is that on my way out, I saw this big wall of pictures of just kindergarten graduates, and I thought to myself, one day I'm gonna be up there.
When I'm at school, I love to make memories laughing with my friends.
Well, I grew up in a Quebec setting and we used to play Battle Ball. It's a very popular game.
The memories I make with my friends and family here.
My fondest school memory was actually with Kamsi, and it was my first day of school in Ottawa. And I came into the class and everyone was like, oh, there's a new girl here. And Kamsi was like, yay, another Black girl, which just shows how much the little things matter, even at a young age.
One of the challenges I faced in school is feeling like I couldn't find my voice in spaces where I felt like I didn't quite belong. And so sometimes I'd feel like I didn't truly fit in, or if my perspectives mattered or my opinions mattered.
As much as we don't like to talk about it, just subtle microaggressions, kind of people coming up to me, touching my hair without permission, or just asking to touch my hair, kind of like I'm a dog, and it's kind of dehumanizing.
My learning pathway is different from most of my peers, what with my health being quite the barrier to attending school on a normal school schedule, plus my feelings of alienation from other students, returning back to bricks and mortar, etc. It's been quite the journey to even get me into the building safely, let alone do things like socialize, join clubs. But here at St. Patrick's, I am blessed to have such an amazing support team that supports me and pushes me every step of the way.
The hardest part about high school is finding your people, but I think I have.
There's a lot of like microaggressions and things like that. The thing that I've been struggling with most is breaking down generalizations and stereotypes that have been going around.
More of the smaller rude comments I'd receive, most likely about my race.
Adapting to a new curriculum as somebody coming from a different country.
I remember one day I was near my locker and me and my friends were there, and we just heard someone say the N-word. And we were really surprised. We didn't know what to do. We've never heard anyone say it in front of us. The person didn't even end up apologizing. It was actually, I think, his girlfriend who apologized.
I, over time, realized that my differences are my strength and I bring various different perspectives to the table. So that's how I found confidence in advocacy, leadership, and speaking up for not just myself, but those around me. And through that, I realized that I should focus on the impact that I can make rather than the doubts in my mind.
I know now to set up boundaries, to say, no, you can't touch my hair if I don't feel comfortable with it, yeah.
I still struggle with a lot of things, like connecting with my peers, managing the stress of being at school all day, and of course, just being a teenager. But I have made a lot of progress, like being able to admit that I've made progress. I'm certain that with my family and the staff at school, I'll be able to manage my difficulties and one day overcome my challenges.
Kind of drown out the small comments that I find offensive.
But I feel I was able to quickly overcome them thanks to the amazing teachers at the OCSB.
I was more involved in school stuff just to spread the word around equity and inclusion because I knew how much that hurt me and that can hurt others as well.
My first name is 10 letters long and my full name is 19 letters long. Something I wish people knew about me was the true meaning behind my name. Growing up, I constantly had people mispronounce my name, shorten it, or avoid saying it altogether. But I wish people knew that my name carries my history, my culture, and my identity. It's not just a word, but it is truly a part of who I am. And I wish people took the time to learn how to pronounce my name and know me and know my culture and know where I'm from.
I like to talk and then I'm always up for a conversation.
When posed with the question, what do you wish people knew about you, my mind goes straight to that one Shrek scene. You know, the one where the titular character compares himself to an onion. He has layers. Well, so do I, and so does everybody else for that matter. You see, I'm not just one thing, and I don't always check off one box, or any box for that matter. Sometimes I create an entirely new box, or even a jar. My identities and different parts of my personality intersect in so many ways that I imagine it's difficult to regard me as anything but just a teenager, or just the kid with an EA, or just a really bright student, etc. Which is to say, I am all of these things, but I am also so much more.
I would hope that everyone knows that I'm someone very approachable and that I'm open to talking to anyone.
I'm not a bulletproof person. I'm not talkative or anything. I would say I'm pretty much an introvert, but I think Indigenous representation is very important, and that's why I stood up instead of, just being observant.
I love reading, I love writing, music, anything that helps me express myself, and so I want to become a lawyer in the future.
I wish people knew that I love hearing people talk. I love hearing people's stories and where they came from.
My dream for the future is to become a doctor, not just to treat illnesses, but to provide compassionate and equitable care to every single person who walks through my door. I want to become a doctor who sees the person as a whole, not just by their diagnosis, background, race, or financial status. My goal in life is to contribute to a world where every single person feels valued, respected, and heard, regardless of who they are or where they came from.
Career-wise is to become a lawyer and like somebody who can like protect the environment kind of through like legislation. But apart from career, my dream for the future is just to be a good person.
I dream of a future where we as individuals and also as a society are constantly seeking out truth. Not just scientific facts, but also other people's points of view as well. Quite idealistic, I know. But these aspirations that we have of world peace and accepting communities, they'll never come to fruition if we never recognize our past and present circumstances, like which systems that are in place that work for and against certain groups of people. We also need to be honest with ourselves, figure out our motivations and our biases, then determine whether they help or hinder us. Us being oneself, but also everyone else.
My dream for the future is to study neonatology and work with newborn babies.
I mean, I would like a place where there's equal rights and there's also equity, where everyone at the table could have their own opinions, things like that.
My dream for the future is that racism won't be overlooked and that things like this should start at a young age so people are aware of like the consequences and how much it can hurt people.
One thing that I believe people should do to become anti-racist is to listen with the intent to understand and not to respond. This way you can hear the stories but also truly understand what they mean. And to become anti-racist, you must be willing to sit with discomfort, unlearn biases, and truly help amplify the voices that have been silenced.
To like look at race, kind of like you look at eye color. Like, yeah, it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to notice it, but kind of when you see somebody has blue eyes, you don't judge them about it.
Far too many people end up letting their prejudice and ignorance blind them from reality, which I find to be quite depressing. We see this within medical fields, politics, especially politics, even within friendships. I strongly believe that if we want to overcome racism, we must first look inwards, reflecting on ourselves and changing our behavior and thinking. It's daunting, and it's by no means an easy task or something that can be achieved overnight. But we cannot truly make progress without doing so.
Educate yourself, that's the main thing right now, because the thing that people are struggling with the most is not the fact that they're trying to be racist towards people, but it's the fact that they use generalizations and stereotypes.
Rather just seeing in black and white, you could embrace more cultures.
Being able to call out both yourself and others. So if you find yourself like making assumptions, you need to ask yourself why you're making these assumptions and to kind of, challenge these stereotypical beliefs you already have ingrained in your mindset. And I feel something people also forget is that even if you're not racist, a lot of times people enable racism around them, and condoning is kind of, encouraging it to go on. So I feel being able to speak up against racism, no matter who it is one of the biggest steps to becoming anti-racist.
Bringing awareness towards racism when people are younger. How you act is all from a young age and how people around you were. So if we start to teach people to be welcoming and love others, then as they grow older, they're gonna keep those same values.
I think to be anti-racist is to be kind. Everyone must remember that at the end of the day, we're all humans, and everyone deserves love, kindness, and respect.